So, what is your view on the relationship between film and music?
That's a really small question.
Yeah.
I think for me it's about sound. I mean, when you talk about music, I think I'm somewhat a sound nerd. I'm very into sounds and how to create a specific sound environment for a film. I always try to find new instruments and new ways to play on instruments to create not only music but I don't know if you would call it a sound world or something.
Yeah.
A musical world. A musical sound for the picture. And I also think that when you talk about sound in film, it's called soundtrack, and it consists of music and of all the other sounds. And it's really important that they blend together.
Yeah.
Because when you see a film, you don't really think, oh, that's a nice song and that's a really nice effect, but you actually get the impact from the film.
Yeah.
I think that maybe music and sound is maybe the thing that really goes straight into your belly.
Yeah. It's all about feeling.
Yeah, it doesn't go through your head so much, but it really goes straight to your stomach. I mean, your emotions, and therefore it's a very powerful tool.
Yeah.
And if you talk about film and music, I think it's very important with kind of the the rhythm of the film, how you edit the film, and how you keep. Sometimes I feel like the spaces or the silence after a piece of music is more important than the piece of music that you played.
Yeah.
It kind of, you have earned this silence, and that's really the strongest part. I mean, you wouldn't consider it to be music, but it's really you feel it that strong because you have this music, whatever, and then you have a silence, and it really gets charged. The film gets charged with a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
I think it's important to have the rhythm, kind of that the sound and the music and the film flows in a nice way.
Yeah. Tell us about A Better World. In a Better World.
Yeah, it's my 8th film with Susanne Bier, and it's really nice to work with her and the team because it's. I think she has a kind of emotional way to do films, and that's really nice when you do music. She allows the music to have a voice, to kind of take its own place. And having said that, you can have 10 minutes without music, but then you can really hear that it comes in a specific sound or emotion or anything. And she works very close with her editor on all films, Pernille Beck Christensen, and she's a very musical editor. So when you get their films, they always have this kind of pace, and they feel very natural.
Yeah.
To put music on. And also Pernille is very musical, so we would work very close on their films, and me and Pernille, and then we show things for Susanne, who will say that, oh, this is great, or I don't like this, but the day-to-day work I do with Pernille, and I show her a lot of ideas. We often work in this way that I present a lot of ideas, and then you kind of make it less and less, and then in the end you have this kind of destillerad,
concentrated
kind of thing that you've found from these many sounds and melodies and stuff. And in this particular film, I had made an American documentary a couple of months before, where I found really beautiful instruments that I by chance have made. It's called Array Mbira, and it's an American-made instrument, but it's based upon African mbira, a thumb piano. And it's on a thumb piano, a traditional thumb piano, you might have 6 tines or so, these ones. But this one has 160 tines, so it's like a Steinway or something, a mbira Steinway. And it's a beautiful sound. And when I made this documentary in America, Earth Middle Glass, we found this instrument and found that it had this kind of emotional but rhythmical function. So I presented it to them in Denmark, and they really loved it too. So we made a lot of sketches and music on it. And I think this is kind of the main voice of In a Better World. It's not always in the front, but it's kind of always there. And it really blends well. It's an African instrument. I mean, it's made in the States, but it's an African instrument, but it blends very well with the parts in Denmark too. I don't really know why it does that, but it really does. It's kind of soft instrument.
Yeah.
So when they have these problems in Denmark, you would have, you would have these, like, I don't know. It's like a guitar or something, but a bit more glassy. So it's, and then you can play more rhythmical, like this. So we sampled it really extensively and played it with the mallets and metal and whatever.
Yeah.
I think I destroyed it a bit, like, because we really recorded it a lot. And out of that kind of recordings and melodies and stuff, we built the music on In a Better World. And as always in her films, it has some parts that are more emotional, and it's a string orchestra and a lot of weird sounds. I don't even know how I did them. Weird, distorted things that is all over the place. But still, I think this is the voice of the